December 20th, 2023, and it is the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul.
Oh, good morning. This is Bev.
And we are
We're
in the
together
same.
again.
Together again. There must be a song.
There, I think there is, actually.
Sing along with us on
Yeah.
this happy holiday week. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you who are going to celebrate, and for those who aren't, happy Thanksgiving anyhow. We have a
Happy
lot.
day.
Happy day. We have a lot to be thankful for. Just the fact that you are here with us.
Right.
And we have a lot to share. First thing we have to share is we did a little festival, the Baby Fest, here in Tucson.
It was wonderful, in spite of the rain and
Yeah,
the mini monsoon.
it stayed clear the whole
It
time
did.
until the last hour.
Last hour, so
So
we
it was
were good.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were there, had a booth, worked with people, and you were thrilled, being a mother yourself, to see all the daddies there.
Oh, I was, wasn't I? It was very heartening and so wonderful. You know, being a mom in the 70s, not so much with the dads. They were like, oh, no. But oh my gosh, all the dads that were there supporting and participating and asking questions. It was really great to see this new generation of dads.
Yeah.
Really, boy, they're stepping it up.
You know, most of them, were carrying the baby on those little what do they call them?
Yeah,
In front,
we didn't have that, so I can't tell you what that was.
And, we would take and have mom sit down, and we'd have dad who's holding the baby learn how to do BioTouch on mom. And, most of those babies weren't even 6 months old.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
newborns
Yeah.
and just infant, yeah.
So that was awesome. And at the same time last week, I had a couple come in here, definitely not of the generation of having newborns. They're a little older. But the cool thing was the wife gets these outrageous headaches, and they wanted to know how often to come into the center. I said, well, if you do it, if you can get your husband to work on you every day, then maybe come in every couple of weeks and we'll just tune you up. So I taught him how to work on her neck, and he practiced and stuff. And then they just came in last Friday,
Yeah.
and it was about, I said, so are you practicing? And he goes, he practices every day.
Oh.
I said, oh, really? He says, yes. What he's done is he's made a little piece of paper that has two fingers in a heart, and he taped it on the floor. Huge. You can't miss it. Because I said, well, what if he's not looking down? He said, oh, no, you can't miss this. And it's to remind him to do BioTouch every day.
Wow.
And for 3 weeks, they've done BioTouch every day. Just a neck. Takes them maybe a minute.
So you know what's cool about that? It's like, okay, I don't need words. Like, oh, do BioTouch for her.
Right.
It's like a universal language of symbols. 2 fingers and a heart.
Right.
Oh, that's BioTouch.
Right. So it's easy to do. And so we had a lot of questions come in this week. We had one just come in this morning from somewhere across the world. I don't know. We can't figure. It's either China, Taiwan, or Australia, wherever this person's living.
Hey, yeah.
So let's go over some of these questions because they're repetitive questions. And these people that have asked the questions, they're new visitors to our website.
Yes.
They don't know very much about BioTouch. They read everything. And these are pretty standard questions.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and so the first one is the usual one. Can we do this? So the first statement is, I just came across your website. I have these questions on the modality. Sorry if they sound newbie.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, there's people who've been doing this for years who have these same questions.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So there ain't no such thing as a newbie question.
Right.
So we honor and appreciate any question.
Absolutely.
Whether you're an old-time practitioner or a, quote, newbie.
Right.
And so the usual typical question is, can you do this for ourselves, or do we need another person?
Oh,
You love that question.
I do love that question because in the midst of all the, all these millions and modalities and new ones every day, so we will just say, by definition, BioTouch is one person touching another person lightly on the skin. One person touching another person lightly on the skin. So by definition alone, yes, it takes 2 people coming into what we say is a relationship of healing between the associate, the one giving biotouch, and recipient, the one receiving biotouch. But as we know,
that line gets
yeah,
smaller
it's a
and smaller.
modality of equality.
Yes.
You are giving and receiving. I don't care which role you're playing. But here's our thing about that. In this world of do it on myself and self healing, what we say is if you can reach those points in that set, well, are you doing any harm by touching them on yourself? Well, heavens no. Are you being effective? Well, we don't know.
Right.
And so this is, so we say, whatever comes to you. Now, kind of explain to the listeners what we started talking about during the
Right.
pandemic.
Yeah, so what we said was what's important is if you're going to do these points on yourself, if you're going to practice, or you have a loved one that you can't get to because they're on another part of the planet, what we say is if you do the points on yourself, think of somebody doing them to you, okay? That helps create the relationship part of what Bev just talked about. The part that this is about healing in relationship. It's an application of love thy neighbor. And so by picturing that person, I think what we're doing is we're still projecting this idea of relationship.
Yes.
And that's the key.
Absolutely
That's the key.
right.
And again, just so you know, we know it's consistently effective to be touched or to touch another human being on the skin in person. From that point, you just do whatever you can, however you want to do it. Just understand biotouch is defined by what we said, one person touching another.
Right.
And so that led to another great one. If you're touching another human being, I always love this question too. Do we pick up energy from the other person in this modality? If so, do you teach your students how to manage such things?
Which show was that related to? Yeah, we've done shows on that.
Yeah.
That's actually, it's another, as you said, another great question because, there's circulating in that complementary, integrative, alternative healing community, that whole concept of getting someone's energy, projecting energy, having energy come into us and projecting that onto people. So it's a very valid question because there's a lot of practitioners of other modalities who do believe that that's happening. What we say in BioTouch is, let's just be very honest. When you are practicing something that is based on love, how can you get anything from anybody but more love?
Well, this question just triggered in me a new thought. Can you get pick up energy from others? The question we have to ask here is, what do we mean by that?
Well, yeah.
If the energy is that of love,
yeah.
Well, then, you can pick it up. That's the whole goal.
Please,
is
pick it
to
up.
share that, is to generate a circle of love.
Right.
And so how do we tell people to deal with it? How to manage that is self-awareness.
Yeah.
That as you touch another and as they're being touched by you, we grow in our own self-awareness. That's the self, whether I'm the practitioner or the recipient.
Yes. And like our vision statement says, if you really think that somehow you can get somebody's stuff, and a lot of people put it in a negative connotation, then you're really not buying into what a lot of people are waking up to and becoming self-aware about, is that we are one. If you really believe that you can pick up other people, then you're not really practicing that concept that we are a chain, a community called humanity that's the same. Right. We're all the same.
And this energy, how do we teach people how to, in a sense, we hear the word protect ourselves. We really work with the idea of protecting yourself blocks love. If I create a bubble of light, or I protect a protection, I mean, just picture it, a protection between me and you. I've now separated myself from the other.
That's exactly right.
You know,
Yeah.
and biotouch goes right to the core of our relationship because it's right in that solar plexus, right below the breastbone, the most powerful point in our body. And that's ancient philosophy, ancient teachings,
Right.
no matter what philosophy, religion, part of the planet you come
Yes,
from. There's
yes.
always these lights or sparks coming out of that solar plexus area.
Oh man, it's a biggie.
Yeah, and actually I learned once there's a thing called the semilunar ganglia in there. Oh, semilunar ganglia in the solar plexus, you know, so we can go into that later.
Yeah,
but-
it's a gateway. Let's just say that, as we know.
You know,
with
and
that
it's
first
the
one.
most vulnerable place in our
It
body.
is.
And when you touch another human being there, they have allowed you into their space, and it breaks down the distinction and difference between
Immediately,
individuals.
doesn't it?
Yes.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's our vulnerable spot,
Yes.
and it's a sacred spot. And you let someone touch you there, that's nothing but feeling safe and cared for and trusting. Boy.
So I really like the way the question was posed. How do you teach your students how to manage such things instead of protect? Manage.
Yes.
And the managing is just by doing biotouch.
Just touch.
In a sense, it has its own field of protection. It's the way to manage it is just by practicing that application of love thy neighbor.
Yeah, what do we say? BioTouch breaks down all the barriers.
Right. And, you know, just a reminder, I'm always reminded of this woman I heard once who said, look, when you go to a movie and you end up getting angry or tears come down your eyes or you laugh, it wasn't the movie that made you do that. The movie triggered in you your tears, your anger, your frustration. And everybody who watches a movie may cry or be angry at a different point.
Right.
Same thing when I work with someone. If I work with someone and I feel this so-called energy, it's triggering in me something I still need to work on.
Oh,
I learned that also with a Ho'oponopono teacher in Hawaii. You know, it's all about us clearing our blips.
Absolutely right.
And when we've cleared our blips, we can then know what to do to help that so-called other human being. BioTouch, you know, really at that moment seems to erase our blips if we just touch.
Oh, I have experienced that personally in sessions with recipients, and I realized in that moment, oh my goodness, what a profound self-awareness that I've just been given. What a gift. Yeah.
So there's nothing you have to do except touch.
Right.
And then watch the story unfold. And just do whatever points, sets come to you after that. Always realizing you can't harm anyone, they can't harm you. It's just a relationship of love and healing.
That's it.
Truly.
Truly.
Can't tell you.
I know.
I don't know if it's the truth, but it truly can be a part of our reality. So
Absolutely.
All right, and then we had another question. I'm not from the USA, so I guess I can only pick it up online in the teaching, but I believe such modalities deserve a real-life teacher who can really assist the student in their learning. And another question that came in just a couple days before that, can I do the training if I don't have a practice person?
Ooh, you know what that just set up for me? That real-life teacher. Well, guess who that is? You. You can, all you have to do is learn the technique, those sets of points, but you are on your own journey of self-awareness, and as you become more confident and use those sets of points, you become the real-life teacher.
Yeah.
That's really, we're just here to offer the technique and the foundation behind all of that. But once you get BioTouch in your life, you become that real life teacher.
Yeah, that's a good one. You are the teacher. And we taught a bunch of people this past weekend, you know, the hardest thing to get across to all those young couples and to these people that ask the question is the confidence that you will be effective. And if nothing else, realize you can't harm anybody.
Yeah.
That's the key. So just practice. Just practice the points. You know, we have our manual, we have our links to the video, or you can get the DVD, and you can self-teach yourself how to do this. But in our training, our virtual training, because both of these people obviously don't live in Tucson, it's very easy in a day to go through the entire manual step by step, and then we show the points, and then we break out into groups, and we watch you find those points on yourself. And we can tell, both by how you're verbalizing it and where you're touching, whether or not you're close. It's not even an exact science like acupuncture.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's live, online, live virtual.
Yes.
And you know, we're really thrilled with these virtual trainings because as this, I don't know if it's a young fellow or if it's even a fellow, and this woman, we know, because we've had a lot of virtual training, especially since the pandemic, people get it.
They do.
They get it. And they're thrilled with it. And the class, this 8-hour class, just boom. It's like, it's really a quick day.
A great day. Yeah, it really is.
So our next one is in January, after the holidays. So if any of you want to join us for that, please go to justtouch.com and sign up. If you don't want to take a class, really, this manual, this ebook learning manual, is easy to follow, and you can teach yourself.
You know, and the reason that we're saying that is because, and in relationship to that question about a real life, the thing about it is, we say all the time, BioTouch is innate in us, every single one of us. So we can honestly say you become the teacher yourself because it's already there. You just have to open and claim what we call our birthright, which is
to be happy, healthy, and loved. Simple. Maybe not easy, but it's simple. Because the brain is too complicated. Yeah, I mean, we taught all these young, couples how to do it. They were thrilled, but their complicated mind it'll be interesting to see who remembers to do it.
Right, exactly.
And then again, send us an email. We can Zoom with you personally. We can answer questions via email. We're here to help. We do have a training if you're here in Tucson or want to come visit. Our next training live in person is a Saturday and Sunday, December 9th and 10th with Eileen Webster. And she can give 10 CE credits to nurses, doulas, and massage therapists for that particular class.
Fabulous.
Otherwise, in January will be our first virtual training. Well, thank you for the questions.
Oh, definitely. Keep them coming, please.
Yes,
we love it.
We love it because it helps us remind us why we're doing BioTouch.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
And
all of you as well.
See you all next Monday. We'll be here with shining bells.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.